of mirrors, right? It is the soul mirror of source, the soul mirror of source. And in May, as we have all been in our choice, these little miracle stars that I've been referring to here, the ones that if we hold ourselves in our mastery presence of the ignited divine galactic blueprint, because June, all about the ascended heart. So these little miracle sparklets, right, have been sparkling, have been like, right? They've been all over you. And they've been, right? And they've been manifesting in many different ways. Well, in June, the way I was sharing this with Shri earlier today, June is the ultimate, connect the dots. All of these little sparklets are going to twist and turn and become beautiful pictures in front of you. And all you have to do is remember to connect those dots, not get stuck in looking at each particle, seeing and putting it, and let that beautiful sacred geometric flow. Remember, these shapes are very fluid. And so it's more about the points coming and saying yes and allowing this field of this violet ray creation. You see right here, this whole big field, you see that whole field, and what is keeping it up right here? It's all going to be about our 8th chakra and above. And when we get to the ascended numerology for June, we'll be showing that. So as I'm sharing that with you right now, are you hearing it? Are you getting the high? Do you guys feel it? Do you feel the cosmic connection? So I think we should tell them what happened Saturday night, last Saturday. I think you guys should hear. We might have shared this with you last week. However, it's been getting better all week long. So we want to make sure that all of you have heard this.
Well, let's take a moment together. Whenever you are, we are together.
Yes.
And let's take a moment, hands on heart, if it's safe for you to do that right now. Breathing in consciously. Consciously. Notice how the breath fills the chest. And now add intentionality, saying Ave on the inhale, which is a salute to the divine, and Sa on the exhale, which is no resistance. Yeah. And let's feel our own heart centers. Big breath in on the Ave. Sa. And relaxing into the breath a little more. Notice what you hear. Yeah. Notice what you feel. There we go.
Wow. Well, what I'm feeling is the up-level momentum. So Shri, May we first, I would like to show everyone the May calendar.
All right.
The May up-level calendar. Can we show that?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to show you first the May up-level calendar. We're going to come over here to share with you, because as Shri was sharing the Ave Sa, and as we are here with you today on May 30th, we want to remind you, take a look. This is such a potent moment. If you pay attention to what's happening here, there is the opportunity to see that today, right now, Mercury retrograde has already begun. For many, Mercury retrograde began Friday. For some, it began on Saturday. This has been a very fluid energy. For those that are with the up-level conscious awareness, this Mercury retrograde began on the 14th of May. And how many of you, as you gaze or as you dive into and you come back, how many of you are aware of that, are absolutely aware that we have been incredibly blessed in not only having this Mercury come forward as a revival energy, but today, look at the top. So today's the 30th. So I know the 23 is in there as well. But if you were to remove the 23 and just look at this day, right? This is exactly like last Sunday. And what that is that you will see we are coming into the full power of this violet portal, this violet ray, this 5th dimensional, multi-dimensional springboard energy. Tomorrow, and we are going to hit it again. And I'm going to go ahead now. And please, may I see the June calendar? And there we are. the June calendar right there. Look at this, guys. We're going to hit it again on Friday. And I want you to remember this because you're saying, but Kira, we're in June. Wouldn't it already be on this one? Well, you see right up there in the June, you see where the 4 is, and you'll also see where the 1st is. There's what look almost to be like spheres of violet energy. So if you look at those spheres of violet energy, you will know holding open the multi-dimensional doorway that all of humanity is going to have the opportunity into this week as we move forward and vision ourselves into, and I know this is going to sound ourselves into August. Now, I want to go ahead and my husband is still working on our
live at YouTube yet. I'm working on it.
Okay, but we are live everywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to keep going, and when we get live at YouTube, guys, we're just going to say hello to them. We are live everywhere except YouTube right now. So I'm going to hold before I show you the next graphic, and also take a minute then to do this. There we are, and forgive us. We have had some fascinating internet issues today, and we're still not there.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we'll just roll with it.
Okay, so Shri, I need you, because I don't know how to use this mouse, honey. I'm handicapped. I need you to please put up. We're going to continue the spiral time. There it is, 2021. Yeah. So here is why this is all so important. Go back and remember, and I'm just going to take this slow. We started this year in spiral time. This first year that we have all been living in concentric dimensionality, which ignites spiral time. Now, that this has actually been a very beautiful way to condition our nervous system of this body, expand the left brain enough to be able to comprehend and be part of the potentiality experience. In the potentiality experience of the now, what is happening, if you look at the spiral time, you see where it says January, then it says March, then it says May. Okay, so using that, let's say that's our point of demarcation point for your eye. I want you to move in between May and July, and you see that whole area there is filled with that is the first harmonic wave. And that harmonic wave is all 3 of these waves are concentric. They are all the same as far as the duration, but they all have a shift in the way that we experience them based upon how we receive them. I want you to go to the right, bring your eye over, and you see at the very end there, it says February, April. Well, now you're seeing June. And you notice that between June now, and we are in it. We are in that one breath moment this week, and I'm going to show you this when we get to the June calendar, when we get back to it. Moment to stabilize. But again, all of the month and all of July is going to be a harmonic wave. And that's why it is June, July, August. That is why we are having this experience. And so as we look at the overlay of the ascension frequency of awareness, experience, and choice, we see that the mirror energy of June is reflecting much more than just the May choice. It's reflecting the totality of January through May. This is January 1 through tomorrow, through May 31. And so as your conscious choice, as all of your miracle speckles, as all of that which you have been calling around you is radiating, what is the clarity before you that is igniting your self-ascended presence? Because, and Shri, I'm going to invite you to please put it up. That looks like a broadcast to me. Okay.
What do you?
I would like you to put up the June calendar again, please.
Yeah.
And let's say hello. Okay, and so here we are looking at the June calendar again. And as you are gazing at the June calendar, I want you to pay attention all month long. This Thursday, Thursday the 10th, Thursday the 17th, and Thursday the 24th. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to break this down right now because I want to give you a very brief week by week overview. And June is the mirror of the first of the 3 gates. And so again, moment where we are inviting ourselves to say yes. And as we look at what's coming this Thursday, it's the top of the stairwell. Mentioning a moment ago about the spiral time. So let's just take a moment and breathe that in. If you gaze at the top and the bottom here, you'll notice where you walk through the door into the infinite creation again are these beautiful, it's actually an infinity. It's a double infinite. Home, spend some time with this one. Really go in and pay attention to the June because the inner matrix of the soul is going to be the experience of July is already here. That's the representation you see of that being back navigating the inner matrix. This is why we're up leveling it in July, because we have to. Humanity's already calling it in. And so this week, moment where if you release your resistance and peek through the veil, you're going to get a good view of all of if you choose to see it, be it, and have it as part of you. And then where on the 4th, you see that overlapping with Monday that's coming in right now, that is when that final
what are you feeling,
I
guys?
want to invite all of you viewing, let go of the conscious mind's need to know and take a look at the clock there with the numbers.
Yeah.
And look at all the transits and the movement that is happening. And as Kira pointed out, popping in and out of the 0 is touching into the infinite energy.
Yeah.
And so June is big.
You know, it's really big, especially since, you know, many of you know I'm a columnist with the Ascended Numerology, the Sedona Journal of Emergence. If you ever want to look at it, go grab a monthly copy of the Sedona Journal of Emergence and hopefully other magazines. Let's help get this out there because this is the one that really is talking to this moment. If you look at the Ascended Numerology for June, first just look at the month itself. And when I had the calendar up earlier, all month long, it's the 2 with the infinite, which is all about the heart. It's all about love. However, it's all about the infinite presence of the heart, which is staying in your ascended presence. Remember I said it's going to show you on the Ascended Numerology? June is all about, can you be in your ascended heart? Can you hold open? Can you hold open? Let's go back to live camera for a minute. And this is, again, I just want to share. Can you hold open all month? And I want to show you guys, I'm just going to stand because this really ties into why June 10 and 17 of Ace of Breath, right? So here's that heart chakra. So we know that when we are anchored in our ascended heart, that becomes our new root center. And that the only way we can hold this is because the first, second, and third traditional chakras have stabilized, right? Instead of the first being about safety, the first is now around peace, the law of instantaneous manifestation, the peace of knowing the divine has got you, right? Instead of the second chakra being about sex or the waves of creation that come from the need to be safe, it's about this beautiful love and co-creation through the energy of trust. And instead of the third chakra being about manipulation and domination, it is about the joy of the master that has now anchored, holding open the ascended heart so that the physical form is the embodiment of the self-ascended presence, and the master is guiding. That is what is happening with this ascended numerology. Because if, and I want you to hear this, the two is going to be affected. There's going to be so much pulling at heartstrings everywhere, and that is actually going to lead to the disempowerment. And Shree's going to talk about that in a minute, about what happens when that heart is out of balance without the wisdom. This is why it's important. That plus the infinite for June is the bump we needed. We don't get that every year, but we needed that. That is this. This is June. June is the yoga of self-ascension. June is the moment to call it all together. June is the moment that is, if not now, when? It's June, because June is the moment of awareness. How much can really happen? How many miracles can you manifest in a month? Where are you going to be July 1 when the experience comes in? Because it's June, July, August, and right now, this month is saying, you want to stay here in the ascended heart. If you stay here, and for many it will be, oh, it's about my heart, it's about my heart, it's about my heart. And it's that very beautiful beginning moment for many, but it also can become a point for many where they can fall back. And so, Shree, I'm going to let you share more, because this is the essence of June. June is all about the ascended heart as the awareness. Calling in the yoga of self-ascension.
You know, it is important to allow this communication to wash deeper into your cognitive filter, that machine, or less filters and more washing.
Right?
You know, love is a universal principle. However, ascended love is grounded in your mastery.
Yes.
And so let's talk about this for a moment, because everybody knows that we have chakras, we have energy centers. Everybody knows that the heart is really a destination.
Right.
And what we're here to remind you is the heart is not a destination.
No.
It is a foundation.
Yes.
This is where we begin our journey of conscious ascension. This is the foundation of the path of self-ascension. And so many of the great faiths on the planets, they get to the heart. Well, what they're not telling you is then the journey really turns into joy. Then the journey turns into divine connection.
Yes.
Then there's more.
And I love that, because it's get to the heart, because only from here can you take the leap to anchor the ascended presence.
Yeah.
Because the ascended presence is a leap. You know, one of my favorite movies of all time, right, was when Indiana Jones is on his way to finally pick up that chalice. And, you know, that final piece there where he absolutely, he's looking at the book and he's freaking out and he tucks the book in and he absolutely knows he's going to have to stick out his foot and trust.
An act of faith.
Right? And the minute he does, the bridge appears. And what Shree and I can share with you is that the bridge always appears. The question is, are we willing to see it? Can we get out of our own way? The bridge is always there. We just often clutter ourselves with so many other distractions that we forget that all we need to do is relax into knowing that if we honestly trust the divine presence floating through us, then our actions will model that blessing. And so I'm loving the moment we're in. June is huge, Shree. It
Absolutely.
really is.
Now,
So
I want
go
to talk
ahead.
more about love.
Please.
Because the heart...
Always, right?
The heart chakra, it has refinements, areas within it that most people are not fully acquainted with.
True.
And I want to offer you a little lesson in that you could then explore and get to know for yourself. When you breathe into your heart, most people just breathe in, and that's a good thing to do. But next time you're sitting in a quiet meditative space, I want you to breathe into your heart and then breathe into the right side of the heart. Notice what you feel, and then breathe into the left side of the heart. And notice the quality of energy there. This is an exercise that will open your awareness to discover the left chamber of the heart, the right chamber of the heart, and then, of course, the unified energy. of the heart chakra. We don't have time to go into that as a guided meditation here and now because we'll all be gone. And
I'm already halfway gone, Sri. I'm glad there's more ascended numerology to look at and callers to take. Oh, my goodness.
However, the piece that I want to impart to you today is that when we can balance the left and the right side of the heart, we will have a more balanced life. For example, the right side of the heart represents your capacity to love yourself.
Yes.
And this is truly about I will take care of myself, I will honor my own voice, I will honor my needs, I will love and accept myself.
Yes.
That's the right side of the heart. The left side of the heart is leaning into a partner or a family, another person or persons. So the left side of the heart is where we learn to give to others. Now, there's a lot of beautiful people out there that have done a really good job of giving to others and haven't taken good care of themselves. They've given themselves away. They give on empty, thus depleting the very energy in their tissues. And I'm sure you know folks that have done that, or maybe you yourself have done that. So this breath practice of breathing into the left and the right will start training your consciousness to love balance.
Yes.
Therein is the wisdom, and this is what you were alluding to a few minutes ago, that we're at a time where love requires wisdom in order to offer action in the world that is healthy, nourishing, and balanced.
Exactly.
That we're not just closing our hearts or giving ourselves away, that we are walking that path of wisdom while also staying connected to the guidance of the heart. Because the heart has an intelligence, not just up here. There's intelligence right here.
Well, let's weave that into June because that really is important. So let's go over to the Ascended Numerology for June. And I want to show you because we stopped at just the 2, but there's more, right? But wait, there's more. So here we were on that beautiful 2 plus the infinite. So again, it affects, you see if you look over at the body, you'll notice that there's that box around the 2, and you notice there's an arrow that goes directly out of the 2, right out into the universal heart. But then that energy, and this is the secret, can you carry the energy of June into everything? Can you carry the energy of the high heart as your foundation? Because from that heart, it goes right to the throat. So remember in May was all about the throat. Well, we're not escaping it this month because it's all year. This entire year is about our truth and the infinite. And this is why this got so big, because now what we're saying is all month long, June is going to be about holding the stable root center of your ascended presence to navigate, hence the up-level calendar that I will show one last time, to be able to navigate that inner matrix energy that is actually starting to realign. Those of you that are carrying crystalline DNA, those of you that are carrying ascended presence, things are going to get a lot more, let's just say, spaciously amplified, okay? And so your truth is then going to go right back out to the infinite again, where all of that energy, all of that stable high heart, the truth of who you are, you will not be able to escape because it's going to slam right into your vision. We have got the 4th, 5th, and 6th chakras all month long as one entity reverberating with the actual energy of the infinite, right? And then on that illuminated eclipse, it's going to come back in at your star consciousness, which means it's never coming back in. It means if your star consciousness is awake, then what's going to happen is during that June up level, you are going to get as amplified as you are now. Remember, we are consciousness. I get very excited about this, right? We are consciousness expanding. This month, as expanded as you may be, it's like boom, 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 if you're ready for it. And if you're living in the heart of this body, it's going to be boom, boom, boom. And by July, you're going to be angry, you're going to be really polarized, and you're going to be ready to do something about it. June awareness, your conscious awareness of the choice you're making right now really is going to affect the July experience. Not just how the world will navigate, which is why we are literally starting Navigating the Inner Matrix July 1. It's already posted on our website. It is near capacity. Get in there. It is going to be the
Very
9 weeks.
valuable.
Not only will the course change your life, it's going to be 9 weeks. You're going to be really glad that we're all together every week.
Yep.
And so this is really a moment, guys. Really a moment.
You know, one of the things I want to verbalize,
Please.
is that these energies that Kira Ra is sharing with you are forces that are bathing this section of the cosmos, that are bathing
This little slice of what we're experiencing.
our home
Yeah.
here. And that we can either work with these energies consciously and love ourselves through whatever comes up,
Month of love.
or we can be the ostrich, and you will have a sandstorm, so to speak, as your head's in the sand. And people won't realize to the extent to which their call it their lower self, or their more coarser frequencies and emotions are being accelerated.
You know, let's talk about our call to India. Let's just take, because that's really what you're talking about. You know, so Shri and I, we were very, very blessed that we were on the phone with some of our dear, dear friends in India, who will be at the Juneteenth, coming in from India, doing live pujas and dancing and prayers. And what we noticed, and I think this is what we should be dialoguing about right here, is that
it's
when
relevant.
we got, these are people that we have known for a long time. And these are people that have recently lost family members and many, many people of their community, and are working tirelessly to help them. And when we first got on Zoom with them, what I first noticed was how hard they were trying to be illuminated. So much so that if you are in India and you are part of our community, let us know, because I've offered to put them in touch with more of our Indian community that's over in India right now. Or if you are an Indian living elsewhere that would like to help support these, they just need to talk to other people that are in the yoga of self-ascension, because people are hurting in India. And you know, what Shri and I, and this is part of why June 19th is so important, why this year, this solstice is so important that we come together. Mother India has held the consciousness of the world for many millennia in this parallel of experience. And when that energy, when that kundalini of the planet began her rise and her shift, the India that was to rise and anchor its ascended awareness did not lift in schedule with when the Kundalini rainbow opened as the signal of unification. So the reason that the world is off balance is because India is off balance. India herself has become part of what has been manipulated. And so for all of us who understand this rising consciousness and everything that has been held for us, the Mother Ganges herself, the breath, imagine this as the Mother Ganges coming up out of Shiva, right? That breath of illumination, that breath of flow is ours right now to claim. And when we were on with them, what we knew was that the greatest reason we were together was to help them remember they are not alone.
So I want to express that in emotional terms.
Please.
Is that the folks in India, it's not unique to our friends. It's
No,
widespread.
it's widespread.
And this is happening in many, many countries. Due to the significance of the loss of freedom, of movement, of relatives, of everything that has come in. There is a depressed energy that is influencing their decisions, their trust in the universe, and every aspect. And it is a suppression kind of energy.
And this is influencing consciousness.
Exactly.
Because it's being there, I know.
And it's so important that we honor. It's nice. It's easier, not nice. It's easier for consciousness to look at someone else's problems than our own, right? It's easier to go, well, wait a minute. They're having the highest death rates. They're having so much
and you're
struggle.
not seeing what's real.
And so much is suppressed.
Yeah.
The governmental influences are not sharing everything. So, as we connect,
and we're not here to talk about that.
as we connected with these beings, what we saw was how thirsty they were
That's what
for
I saw.
human love, reassurance, and an embrace.
And so eager to help. Half the conversation was just allowing them to cry and to feel safe enough to cry. And their tears felt to me as if it was Ganga herself cleansing for us all. If ever the moment of oneness has called out, if ever the moment for the yoga of self-ascension has aligned itself, it's June for all of these miracle particles to come together. And so through connecting with them, we were able to call forward our resources, more of our attention, and also the reminder that consciousness itself is under attack. And I hesitate to use those words, and yet those are the words that seem to be permeating for this vessel to express, is that our very consciousness is the greatest blessing and can solve everything. Everything. And in one phone call, we were on for what, an hour?
Yes.
The beings we were with when we started and the beings we were left when we closed are just proof positive that when we can live, Shri and I,
How quickly we can lift.
Right, and how quickly the law of instantaneous manifestation, there's nothing wrong with living in a bubble of positivity. Nothing. Maybe if there were more bubbles of positivity, there would be less bubbles of polarization.
And so it's important to cultivate your own discernment.
Exactly.
Whether you're looking at yourself, your family, your friends, India, it doesn't matter. The lessons are universal.
Exactly.
That the degree of suppression on buoyant consciousness has created an emotionally dominant situation that is depressed. It's a coarser frequency.
Yeah.
People are, there's a widespread new form of PTSD that's running around, and
we really don't want to go down that road.
No,
we
I
really
don't. But what I want to do, what I want to offer you is, rather than look at that, look at how quickly
Exactly.
we can emerge through it. And this was the point of the conversation, that by bringing in the positivity, by doing the conscious breathing, by joining us June 10th and June 17th for the evasive breath training, when we bring consciousness to bear, we part the waters, we immediately, the little sparkles you're seeing on the screen behind us become more radiant, and we can lift together. And sometimes it takes reaching out to a friend. Sometimes it takes that surprise phone call of embrace, of love, of reassurance to help activate the knowing. Because we are in this together, beloveds. We can do this.
Well, we are doing it, aren't we not? We really are. And the key here is to remember that as we are navigating this very moment, where is your heart? Is it in here? And is it a heart that is finding reasons to judge? Is it a heart that can find reasons to justify lots of many different things? Is it a heart that is emotionally attached? Or are you able to say yes and to your ascended heart? In order to say yes to your ascended heart, it is about restoring the balance of your mastery presence. And in this moment, right now, there is so much to share that I want you to make a note. Not only do you want to be with us tomorrow night for Monday Magic, because we're going to be literally in that huge piece of that violet energy, but you also want to be with us Tuesday for Soul Mirrors, where we will share a whole bunch more, especially since today's broadcast was a very fascinating blend of tech and wisdom being shared. Now, Shri, before we would go off the air, we have a full call board over at 517-208-1500. Are we able to bring in a few people?
Well,
I see a couple of hands up. And so maybe let's go to, looks like we have a hand up in New York with a question. So let's bring some people in. All right. Hey, New York, hands up. Namaste.
Oh, hello. Thank you so very much for taking my call. I've been enjoying your show.
Thank you.
Despite the frustration with the tech stuff.
Sorry.
Yes. Yes, this is Karen in New York.
Karen.
I've had health issues I've been dealing with for a long time. And actually, I think I've been getting worse on so many levels. And recently, I developed a new symptom and was diagnosed with a blockage in my left leg. So the diagnosis and the whole issue of it and dealing with it has really gotten to me. And it's hard for me to stay positive, and I feel like, I've been on a healthy diet, a healing thing for a very long time, and working on anti-aging, and now I feel like, well, that's not working, and here I go. I guess I'm plummeting down.
All
All
right,
right, we got it.
we got I want to share something
So,
with you.
first of all, thank you for calling in, and put your hands on your heart.
All right, dear. A couple things in the interest of time and precision.
Yeah.
The circulatory system, your blood, is about the capacity to inform every tissue in your body about your joy, where your future lies, and living in alignment with your soul's mission. So when we have a coagulation somewhere, when we have an interruption in that blood flow in any fashion, it's a call to become more conscious of where your true joy lies. Because oftentimes we've been in a pattern of doing what we think is right, but we didn't listen inwardly deeply enough. There's always more. And so that's what I invite you to look at. And in the most general sense, this is about let's listen to our soul's voice and let's take action on that guidance, not any worldly advice.
Now, this is also her left leg.
That's about moving forward.
Exactly. And that's, as I was connecting with you, sweetheart, while you were sharing, Karen, what I was experiencing is that you have all these amazing guides who are like sitting there. And when I looked at them and I'm like, well, why are you sitting here? And they're saying, because she is not ready to command us forward. And the message that keeps coming in is that this moment for you was literally that, wait a minute, I need to stop. I need to pay attention. And they keep saying, are you really clear of what you're seeing in the mirror? Because it's like I see you taking a hammer and it's like you're breaking the mirror and realizing that what you were looking at wasn't even you. And then you're laughing and going, oh my God, there it is. So they're saying dance more, laugh a lot, and have fun. So it is. Namaste.
Wow.
Much love, dear.
Wow to you, honey. We love you so much.
Is it possible?
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Whatever it wasn't possible because we're almost out of time and we were going to try and get one more person. Sheree, do you want to get one more person?
Well, we're going to have to do
Go up to Vermont. There we are. Let's go to right here,
There
Vermont.
it is.
Hey, it looks like Heartland, Vermont, maybe. Hi, Vermont.
Hi, guys. I'm so glad you took my call. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think I'm calling for a lot of people on this. I would like a mini soul reading on how to, really open to receive the highest guidance. Thank you.
Oh, well, sweetheart, Sheree and I thank you for a wonderful way to close the show.
Absolutely. I'm going to put you back into the call board here, and you'll hear everything.
You'll hear everything. And just as you said, yeah, this is for everyone.
We love you.
We love you so much. And so, beloved angel, what I will share is that as you were sharing, and I know a lot of you at home were feeling this, the Saint Germain itself came in and then unfolded with all of the archangels. And there are a lot of archangels, a lot more than we have names for. And all of these archangels and then all of these masters and all of this energy. And all I'm seeing is like this, what we're seeing here. It's like spirals and spirals and spirals and spirals and all of these beautiful miracle flecks. And all of it is saying the same thing. When you radiate that, which is the truth of you, then your pathway is clear, your vision is stellar, and the cosmos aligns. And so it is, beloved ones. June is here. Your awareness is extraordinary. We love you.
As we breathe together, we just smile. We'll see you soon.
Welcome to Sri and Kira Live.
Thank you for joining us at Sri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week. Namaste.